breast milk is considered the first vaccine for a human. Why exactly is that?
A gazillion load of immunoglobulins.
Just in those two drops.
Lord Krishna had taken milk from many other mothers in Vrindavan.
Right.
So community breastfeeding was very common in India.
Is it still ideal to go with a human milk of some other mother, which is curated for her own baby, compared to formula milk, which is for everybody?
EQ is more important than IQ. And you get better EQ if you are breastfed.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Better EQ. Because the baby, you're asking all those questions which, I wanted someone to ask. You're putting the right questions.
Today, we are going to have a fantastic conversation with someone who is at the intersection of medicine, policy, innovation, and also human stories. He's not just a healthcare leader, a public policy expert, but also a social entrepreneur whose life mission these days is to save the lives of newborns. He is the member of National Medical Commission, Associate Dean of the School of Healthcare at Rishi Hood University, and also the All India General Secretary of National Milk Banking Association of India. He has also founded Dhatri's Mother's Milk Bank and is the founder director of Sushena Health Foundation. Wow, that is such an impressive profile. So, I mean, it's always a pleasure talking to somebody who is an expert in their field. But looking at the amount of work that you have done, I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting conversation. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for doing what you do. I mean, we were just talking, and Dhatri's Mother's Milk Bank received a donation of about 10 lakh ml in the recent years on an average, and in total 1 crore ml of milk was donated, and it saved numerous newborn lives and also enriched the other newborns who are not able to access mother's milk. And so wow, just saying that, I have goosebumps already. So I'm sure everybody is going to enjoy this conversation. So we always start our podcast with a miracle. Is there anything that happened in your life, whether it is a story of a patient or something that changed the trajectory of the path that you were headed towards?
Yeah. Very, very important and pertinent question that you have asked. All our lives are usually, um, you know, influenced by someone whom you dearly love, someone whom you look up to, someone whom you're inspired by. So all these things happened. I'm just a normal human being like anyone. And same thing happened in my life as well. So when my baby was about to be born, and my wife was also a medical doctor, and both of us were in Bangalore.
Okay.
And I was actually working in Jammu Kashmir at that point of time, and I was in a corporate job.
Okay.
And mm, I was actually thinking of going into corporate world and all that stuff. Um, I was into occupational health, and I was working for a very large company. And we were establishing occupational health centers in Jammu Kashmir. The tunneling project from Srinagar and Jammu, connecting both of them. That was the time when my wife told that, I'm having labor pains, so why don't you come down? And I flew back. And then the delivery that happened in Bangalore, it was a kind of a difficult journey for us. And my daughter, though she was born a normal delivery, but then she had some issues. She had a small brachial plexus injury. And that was when me and my wife, we were really a little lost. And that's when we, kind of decided that we need to work on the quality of how the delivery happens,
Wow.
how the quality of the newborn care is so key. teamwork is so important. And we somehow landed up in a single obstetrician maternity clinic, and which
Okay.
we felt was one of the biggest problems I think that we faced. So that challenge actually, was staring at both of us, and that's when we decided that we'll step into the area of maternal and newborn care.
Wow.
So we changed gears, and I started my journey into government sector.
Okay.
So that's when I took up public health and started the journey of public health.
Mm.
So, and then I joined Aarogyasri, and then that's how, maternal and newborn care became very, very dear to both of us.
Mm.
She is now into pediatric ophthalmology and pediatric retina,
Wow.
pediatric squint, and all of that. And I'm into this journey. So that's when we decided that we have to work in this area,
Mm.
especially in newborn care. And then, we started off in Aarogyasri. I was doing a lot of work on improving newborn intensive care units and labor rooms.
Okay.
So I took up a very big study on 50 hospitals,
Okay.
comparing their mortality, morbidity trends of mothers and newborn.
Mm.
And then we understood that actually government hospitals were doing much, much better than private setups.
Oh, wow.
Government statistics showed that so yeah, that's very perplexing. People think
Yes.
that private setups are doing very well and stuff, but I'm not talking about all private setups, but
Mm.
some of them,
Yeah.
and some of them were doing abysmally, poorly in this area. So we saw the newborn fatality rates and maternal morbidity rates and all of that, and then we decided that we need to handhold. We
Mm.
shouldn't be punishing people, but then we should be hand holding.
Mm.
That's when we started a very big collaborative
Mm.
of hospitals in Andhra Pradesh.
Lovely.
And that's what introduced me into this area of how small additions in the government hospitals or the sector or probably in the newborn care can make a huge difference.
Right.
For example, having a wash basin in a
Mm.
newborn intensive care unit, having mother's milk available in the NICU. If the mother has delivered somewhere in Nalgonda and the baby is in Nilofer Hospital,
Right.
can we help use RTC or
Mm.
Road Transport Corporation for transporting that milk from Nalgonda district to Nilofer Hospital? So
Mm.
these were some of the interventions, and we learned some of them from the people in the existing NICUs and labor rooms.
Mm.
Some of them were performing extremely well.
Mm.
Some doctors had a lot of jugaad innovations which they did. So we wanted to scale those. And that's how we started Sushana Health Foundation.
Oh.
And the journey was, of course, it had its own challenges, but then most importantly, we are able to do something larger for the cause of mothers and newborn. And I think that's what is so satisfying. And yeah, one of the inspiring people in this journey was Dr. Sudarshan Reddy, sir,
Okay.
the former superintendent of Nilofer Hospital,
Okay.
who was extremely passionate about breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Shailaja, who was the superintendent of Nilofer Hospital, highly spiritual lady.
Okay.
And she gave her own instance of how she couldn't breastfeed her first baby and she breastfed a second child. And there's so much difference in health between the first and second child. And she gave her own example. And it was eye opening for many of us, for doctors, that even being a doctor, she couldn't breastfeed her own baby because of the busy schedules that we have during internships and post graduations.
Yes.
So, this is how, our journey started. And Sudarshan Reddy, sir, was extremely inspirational. That the honest prescription, he always wrote one, breastfeeding, two,
Oh,
a bottle, and then he crossed, and third, he wrote a medicine.
wow.
It was
Okay.
So those kind of people actually have inspired me in this journey particularly.
Excellent. Whenever there is an arrival of the daughter, especially the father's life changes. But in this case, the arrival of your daughter changed millions of lives, and I'm not exaggerating by saying that. Sir, is there any link between this story and Dhatri, the name you used for the Mother's Milk Bank?
Yeah, Dhatri is again very, very historically and ancestrally, um, it is linked to our culture and medicine. So Kashyapa Samhita in Ayurveda and Charaka Samhita. So both of them have mentioned in the books that a mother who donates milk is called Dhatri.
Oh, wow. So this goes way back.
Way back, yeah. So Kashyap Samhita is probably written around 2,500 years back or
Wow.
2,000 years back.
Okay.
Ancestrally, this is the, and so we used the same name nomenclature for the milk bank. Uh, the word is used in North India as dhai, dhai ma.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone who breastfeeds non-biological child. For example, Rana Pratap and many other people were breastfed by non-biological mothers. So they call them dhaima. So the dhai, the root word is dhatri. And dhatri means someone who nourishes you.
Right.
That's Mother Earth, or even mother is called dhatri. So that's how it was used in Ayurveda. So we have used Ayurveda. So Indian science is quite rich, and so that's what we have used.
Sir, now let's go through some Q&As. Majority of these questions are asked by our social media users and even our mothers who attend our Aaryajanani workshops. So the first one is the basic one. Breast milk is considered the first vaccine for a human. Why exactly is that?
Yeah, very good question, especially why it is called as vaccine. The first few drops of mother's milk, which we all know, is yellowish in color. It's called colostrum. And Telugu, we call it Murrupalu. This has a gazillion load of immunoglobulins, IgA, IgG, IgM.
Just in those 2 drops?
And those 2, 3 drops or 5 drops of yellow milk. And these immunoglobulins are so rich and so important for the baby's gut, baby's mouth, baby's esophagus, intestines. So they are protective. So the harmful bacteria which the baby might swallow, all those bacteria can be repulsed if the baby has this milk. So obviously it is the first vaccine.
Right. Okay.
Apart from these immunoglobulins, there's a miracle molecule called human milk oligosaccharide, HMO.
Okay.
HMO is like a, I should say, you know, if HMO goes and fits into the baby's gut, then no other harmful bacteria can come and attach.
Wow.
So it repulses all the harmful bacteria by releasing chemicals.
Nice.
So the receptors that it has. So this gut HMO interaction can happen only through mother's milk, colostrum, and also the milk following it. It has growth hormones and it has interleukins and everything. So it is so important that mother's milk is not just for carbs and fats and other things. It also is full of living cells. And that's the reason it is first vaccine. No other vaccine that we take outside is so protective as the mother's milk.
Definitely. Now, Dhatri's Milk Bank is also Telangana's first milk bank, and we sincerely thank you for that. And it comes with a slogan called
Tallipalu Muddu Dabba Palu.
right. Tallipalu Muddu Dabba Palu Vaddu,
Yeah.
which fits so well with what you've just explained. Sir, unfortunately, I mean, let's face reality, not every newborn will be accustomed or will have access to whether it is colostrum or breast milk. For whatever reason it is, we'll not get into that. But as a milk bank, can you please, for somebody who has no idea that this happens, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who did not even know that breast milk can be donated and can be used to save lives. Can you briefly tell us the process right from the mother who is breastfeeding to the milk reaching the newborn who is actually fighting for their life? What is the process that the milk undergoes, sir?
Yeah, I mean, um, if you, I'll explain it in two ways. One, what was there in ancient India.
Okay.
For example, during the days of Lord Krishna,
Mm,
Devaki gave birth to Lord Krishna,
mm,
and then Devaki had to be in the prison. She couldn't come out.
mm.
Lord Krishna was brought to Vrindavan,
Right.
and then there were no um, deep freezers and pasteurizers, so someone had to give milk.
Yeah.
So Yashoda, mother Yashoda gave milk to directly breastfed Lord
Mm.
Krishna.
Yeah.
And Lord Krishna became Lord Krishna because of Ma Yashoda's
That's true.
protective milk. And actually, anecdotally, if we see, Lord Krishna had taken milk from many other mothers in Vrindavan.
Right.
So, community breastfeeding was very common in India.
Oh, wow.
Even
Okay.
today, it is common in tribal societies and rural societies across India. You
Okay.
travel to many, many tribals. If a mother doesn't have milk, another woman would give milk,
Right.
breastfeed.
Mm.
Okay, all these problems cropped up when we had this HIV epidemic.
Oh, right.
And now we have the hepatitis B and everything.
Mm.
So now we don't know whether the other mother might be HIV positive or negative. So these days, what we do is we collect the milk from the mothers
Mm.
who are screened first.
Okay.
So they're screened for HIV, hepatitis B, HCV,
Okay.
and VDRL, which
Mm.
is syphilis. So all four tests are conducted, and then if everything is negative, we collect it.
Okay.
Also, we have a small questionnaire. If
Mm.
mother must not be having cancer, she must not have some recent infection and fever. She's not using any anti-tuberculosis drugs or these sort of medicines. So we have a fixed questionnaire. So once everything is clean, then we collect milk. Mother doesn't have any infection, then we collect milk. Once the milk is collected, the milk can be collected in two places, either at her home or at the hospital,
Okay.
where we run the milk bank.
Mm.
At the home, we give a lot of training to the mother on how exactly she has to collect milk in a very clean, aseptic manner.
Mm. Right.
The milk has to be stored in the deep freezer of the fridge.
Mm.
Ensure that the deep freezer doesn't have anything else.
Right.
Your ice creams, chocolates, and everything have to be removed, and only milk has to be placed.
Mm.
Deep freezer must be at least maintaining -6 to -8 degrees centigrade. Otherwise, the milk gets defrozen and then it becomes liquid again.
Mm.
So once it becomes liquid, we shouldn't be using it.
Oh.
It has to be frozen. So we give all this training to the mothers and the family.
Mm.
And in the hospital, everything is taken care by the hospital. She can come and donate here whenever she has excess or something. And uh, usually hospital-based mothers come and donate in the milk bank.
Okay.
Those mothers whose children are undergoing a surgery in the pediatric surgery ward or somewhere else, the baby is in the NICU, baby is not able to drink milk because the baby is in the NICU. So then those mothers come, they express and take it back.
Okay.
So which can be fed to the baby by the pipe.
Right.
So this milk which is donated is again of two kinds, mother's own milk and donor human milk.
Okay.
So mothers who have excess milk, they donate. Mothers who want this milk to be taken back to their own kid, newborn, in the ICU. So 70% of all our milk is mother's own milk.
Oh.
Because mother's own milk is very key. Her immunoglobulins for her children, her antibodies for her baby,
Mm.
her growth hormones for her newborns,
Mm.
her HMO because it's genetically related.
Right.
The immunoglobulins are also trained.
Right.
Her diseases in the family, in her locality,
Mm.
because the bacteria that is prevalent in Mahbub Nagar is different from bacteria which is prevalent in Adilabad. So that mother's milk is most important.
Okay.
So once that milk is collected, then that milk is stored in the deep freezer for -20.
Mm.
So then once it's collected some 3000 ml or 4000 ml, 6000 ml of milk from different mothers is pooled.
Okay.
And this pooled milk is pasteurized.
Okay.
Once pasteurized, it is kept in the deep freezer.
Okay.
One bottle of this pasteurized milk goes to the culture, to the laboratory.
Okay.
If everything is negative,
Okay.
all the bacteria, culture, everything is negative, then this milk is ready to be issued into the newborn intensive care unit.
Wow.
So once the culture negative we receive, then this milk is labeled as ready to issue. Once it is labeled, then it can be issued. So this milk, which is ready to issue, goes to the newborn intensive care unit. And every day in Nilofer, we support around 40 babies.
Wow.
Especially who are 1000 grams, 1200 grams, 700 grams, extremely low birth weight, very low birth weight, low birth weight, premature babies. Premature babies cannot suckle, they cannot suck. Their muscles are not developed. So for them, this milk is very, very important.
Wow.
So that is how this is the process. And fortunately, the Dhatri Mothers Milk Bank of Nilofer, which is one of the most successful milk banks in India, you will see that our culture negative rate is 97.6%.
Wow.
This is one of the highest in the world.
Oh, wow.
Usually culture positives are around 5%, but ours is only 2.4%.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow, lovely. So this actually brings me to a question that I had before talking to you. So usually mother's milk is curated based on the baby's needs and the season, etc. And when a mother, someone else donates milk which is left over, and you kind of supply it to a newborn who is looking for milk, would it miss any nutritional needs? And how would you compare that with formula milk? So is it still ideal to go with a human milk of some other mother, which is curated for her own baby, compared to a formula milk, which is for everybody, universally made?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So good that you asked this question, and it is a common question asked by all mothers.
Okay.
All said and done, the least helpful to a baby is formula milk. On any day, milk from another mother is more helpful than formula milk.
Okay.
So that's written. That's a statement, or
Got
you can take it for granted.
Okay.
And why it is? It has its own reasons. No formula milk has live cells. Even the other mother's milk has stem cells. Other mother's milk has antibodies. Other mother's milk has HMO and many other helpful molecules and all that stuff. But formula milk does not have anything.
Okay.
So on any day, first is direct breastfeeding by biological mother. Second, donated milk of the same biological mother she is expressing and giving to her baby.
Okay.
Third, best is breastfeeding by non-biological mother.
Okay.
Then expressed milk of non-biological mother.
Okay.
And then lastly is formula feed.
Okay. Wow.
So, but what we do for the question that you have asked, suppose another mother is donating milk to another baby, and the actual mother has only 2 ml or 5 ml. So this pasteurized milk by this mother is taken, kept at the room temperature. This mother's 5 ml milk is added to it. Once you add to it, this mother's the whole biome, microbiome, reproduces in this milk.
Wow.
So her bacteria, good bacteria, helpful bacteria, they reproduce in this milk.
Wow.
So this milk gets this mother's helpful bacteria.
Wow.
So this is very, very important.
It is so, because I often hear, especially from grandparents, who expect a milk flow. And when there is just limited amount of milk, they say, you know what, let's just go for a formula milk. I think it's very, very important for everybody to underline and listen to this. Even if it is 5 ml, it can still be a game changer. So there is no milk that is less. Even 5 ml is actually helpful to the
Absolutely.
baby. Wow. And sir, now that you've mentioned community breastfeeding and all, even today in the morning, I heard a story about a grandmother who went to a baby nearby who was crying, but the mother was not available. She realized that the baby was hungry, and she breastfed the baby. And our ancestors have always said, the longer you breastfeed, the smarter the babies will turn out to be. I mean, their intention was engineers, doctors, and India producing and becoming a leader in STEM, which it is now. But is it really true, or is it just a saying that has been passed down?
Now, whatever has been said by our ancestors, it is 100% true.
Okay.
They have so much of inherent knowledge, which is passed on from thousands of years, millennia.
Oh,
It
oh,
cannot be false.
right.
We are not able to understand some of it.
Mm.
We need to do more research
To catch up.
to catch up to them. So I'll tell
Okay.
you one important reason. There has been a huge amount of research which was done
Mm.
on, forget about becoming doctors, engineers, or IAS officers or something like that.
Mm.
Even doctors, engineer, IAS officers, or anyone for that matter, require emotional intelligence, which is more important than your IQ.
True. Yes, sir.
EQ is more important than IQ.
Mm.
And you get better EQ if you are breastfed.
Oh, wow.
Better
Okay.
EQ. Because the
Okay.
baby, the moment the baby latches to the mother,
Okay.
the whole world for the baby is mother.
Right.
Baby is drinking milk and looking at the mother's face. Mother is looking at the baby's face. They are in their own bubble and world. The baby feels secure. The
Right.
moment someone feels secure, they grow a lot.
Oh,
They are happy. They are
okay.
happy babies. They are happy mothers. They don't have insecurities. They
Right.
understand bonding. They understand friendship. They understand relationships.
Oh,
EQ is very, very good in babies who are breastfed.
wow.
So this is very, very important that you need to breastfeed your baby not just for IQ but also for the emotional,
Wow.
intelligence. And the second important aspect about the question that you have asked, ancestral science.
Mm.
See, mm, I know my biochemistry professor in
Mm.
Andhra Medical College where I studied. He used to say that he drank his mother's milk when he was even 5 years old. He used to go and play, come back,
Oh.
stand, drink milk, and go back.
Yeah.
And it was quite common in India and
Yes, sir.
common across the globe.
Okay.
Recently, I interacted with the Native Americans,
Mm.
whom previously we used to call them as Red Indians. Even in their communities, it was very common for community breastfeeding.
Mm. Okay.
So, community breastfeeding was there in all ancient traditions.
Mm.
If one mother doesn't have milk, or she has gone out for gathering some firewood or cooking or something, other mothers in the community would breastfeed. It is very,
Right.
very common. And this has to be inculcated, if not direct breastfeeding, but at least mothers can donate,
Mm.
pasteurize, and give the milk to the other babies who have
Wow.
excess milk.
Wow.
Suppose in our gated communities, there are so many gated communities.
Mm.
Bring all the lactating mothers together.
Yes. Mm.
Let's help each other. Let's support each other.
Wow.
A lot of mothers have problems in latching, position. They are discovering themselves because they have never ever, they didn't breastfeed a child. They didn't have a child before this first time.
Mm.
So they're discovering. And nuclear families, ancestral knowledge has decreased.
Right.
The village knowledge, the rural knowledge, the tribal knowledge has decreased in urban formations. So I think bring all these mothers together. And that's what we're trying to do in our community programs.
Wow. From community breastfeeding to now having WhatsApp groups for breastfeeding mothers, I think we have come a long way, mostly downside. So your idea for communities to do this, I think it's excellent. I hope somebody does it, and please do share with us if you have a plan within your community, and if you don't, please try to do something like this. And you can reach out to Dhatri's Milk Bank. The details are available on the screen. Please feel free to call them or approach them via email or visit them, and save newborns' lives. So these days, a lot of mothers carry that guilt that they're not able to breastfeed their babies for whatever reasons it is, whether it is because they have to go back to their work and they can't, come back and feed the baby. And not every mother is very keen on pumping their milk. So they prefer formula milk instead. But from what you have shared with us so far, breast milk is very crucial for baby's development, especially the development of brain. When we spoke about babies who are breastfed for 5 years, they're extremely smart and intelligent. Can you please explain that one bit, sir, for us?
Yeah, see, unfortunately, what we have been seeing for the past now 3 years, in India, we do something called National Family Health Survey.
Okay.
It's a very big public health data that India collects every year through its health department. So there's a very good institute in Mumbai which does this, Population Institute, which does this. So in this National Family Health Survey, what we found out from NFHS 4 to NFHS 5 to NFHS 6, unfortunately, we had a slight elevation in exclusive breastfeeding rate to a huge dip in NFHS 6.
Oh.
So the recent statistics data show that our exclusive breastfeeding rate has decreased.
Wow.
And exclusive breastfeeding rate means breastfeeding the baby for 6 months without anything else, formula feed or anything else. Now, why this has decreased? Because you have so many options which are open. And also because women are increasingly getting opportunities in work, and the work environment is not able to support
Right.
breastfeeding mothers, lactating mothers, mothers with small children. So, of course, the labor laws say that the work environment must have a creche and must take care of the baby, but then how much is it happening practically? And how many places do you have a breast pump or a baby where you can make the baby lie down, sleep, and play and stuff? So I think this is very, very key that mothers require a lot of support in work environment, which is the only way that you can actually increase the exclusive breastfeeding. Apart from this, the moment you improve exclusive breastfeeding rates, the overall health of the baby, including the intelligence. Intelligence is one component, which is a long-term measure. But overall health of the baby, especially the growth of the baby, everything happens systematically. Why? See, complementary feeds, we start only at 6 months. And we call it complementary. Complementary to what? To breastfeed.
Okay. Right.
So you have to breastfeed till at least 2 years.
Right. Right.
It's not till 2 years. So from 6 months, you need to add complementary feeding to breastfeeding. It is complementary
To the
to
breastfeeding.
breastfeeding. It's not
Okay.
only formula feed or whatever you start
Right.
feeding.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important that these both go hand in hand. See it's all miracle of the nature. The human milk, mother's milk, it has those sort of lipids and fatty acids which help neuronal connectivity. Two nerves are not connecting to each other directly. They are a little apart and there is a synapse. And all the messages which are transferred from one neuron to another neurons, this happens because of the chemicals which are there. And that chemicals, you require fatty acids. Very, very important. And those ones are abundant in our mother's milk, which are closest for the synapsal conduction, nerve conduction.
Okay.
And another important thing is almost all human beings have equal number of neurons. It's around 3 billion neurons that we have. But then the connections that are there between these are like connecting villages and towns by roads. How many highways? And these number of roads and highways are laid if a baby is breastfed. So the connectivity improves if the baby is breastfed.
Right.
The connectivity improves if the mother and baby are together. The connectivity improves if the baby is looking at her mother's face and breastfeeding.
Okay.
So it's very, very key that the IQ, the EQ, everything improves if the mother breastfeeds the baby, not just for 6 months, but beyond 6 months, 2 years, and even beyond that,
Right.
so that the baby and the mother both are healthy.
Right. No, wow. This is a very, very important topic that everybody needs to understand, including young students to the grandmothers, grandparents, because especially in the current society, we often see individuals whose EQ is low. I'm sure if somebody is committing a crime, I'm sure the EQ is low. And looking at the crime rates, which is one of the reasons why our team initiated a program like Aaryajanani as well, sir, to build those stronger future generations, which we are missing and lacking these days. And this is very, very important. Just by going back to the basics and breastfeeding your baby, if you are able to bring forth that human being, that quality human being to the society who is going to make immense change, I think that's incredible. And we also talk about the golden hours, sir. So as soon as the baby is born, the first hour, and recent studies have showed that only 41% of newborns are able to breastfeed in that golden hour. On an institutional level, sir, is there anything that the hospitals or the management or even the mothers can do to ensure that this golden hour is captured well?
You're asking all those questions which I wanted someone to ask, and,
Yeah.
you're putting the right questions. See, this golden hour is called early breastfeeding rate.
Okay.
So you need to breastfeed your child within 1 hour after delivery. Telangana is facing a lot of challenges along with many other urbanized states and urbanized city states and stuff. The problem is, as we are urbanizing, the C-section rates are increasing.
More convenient.
So the moment you have, it's also convenience. It's also about many other factors. We'll discuss a few factors.
Sure, sir.
One of those factors is the very late pregnancy.
Right.
For example, nowadays you have pregnancies around 30, 35 in the urban formats. Then you have gestational diabetes, you have gestational hypertension, gestational obesity. All these actually cause complications in pregnancy, and then you have to go for a C-section. You also have a very high, one of the important things is artificial insemination. So you have IVF pregnancies. So again, you have twin pregnancies in those cases. So they're all difficult. So if you see in the zone of high-tech city, you'll see at least 60 in infertility clinics. So infertility has increased. So late pregnancies and late deliveries. So all these have caused increase in C-section. And of course, misconceptions about normal deliveries and all that. But it is very important to have normal delivery. So C-section has actually divided the mother and baby. The baby is taken into the ICU. The mother is kept in her maternal ICU or post-surgical ward or wherever, and they're separated. The moment you separate, you cannot have golden hour breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding.
That's true.
But even in C-section, if the baby is breastfed immediately, the mother's healing starts immediately. How the mother is happy, she's releasing endorphins, she will not have suture pains. People think the other way. If the baby breastfeeds, the mother will have suture pains. If the baby breastfeeds, the mother will have lesser suture pains.
Yes, sir.
Faster healing.
Yes, sir.
So it is very important to have early breastfeeding even in C-section. And the second most important problem that we are facing is we have shifted all our deliveries from um, um, community to institution. But in institution, we don't have institutional support.
Right.
For example, you need to allow your husband to stay beside the baby.
Yeah.
You need to, if in Indian culture husband is not there, then at least allow sister, mother, mother-in-law, someone to help the mother. But most of the private clinics are still not allowing the husband to stay beside during the delivery to support the mother for breastfeeding. You need lactation consultants and lactation counselors in the labor room, along with the pediatrician, along with the obstetrician, along with the nurse. You also need lactation support. So if you don't give lactation support, then you cannot start early breastfeeding.
Yeah.
See, this is a nature's formula for being healthy. If the baby is delivered, you don't do anything and keep the baby on the mother's tummy. Baby, without opening the baby's eyes, will crawl towards the breast, latch onto the breast, and happily drink milk.
Yeah.
1 ml or 2 ml of most important colostrum, and then sleep happily on the mother's chest.
Yeah.
And why? Because the smell of the colostrum and smell of the amniotic fluid is same. The pH value of the colostrum and pH value of the amniotic fluid is same. So the baby is feeling that it is crawling back into the amniotic fluid and it can happily swim. So it's going back towards the mother's breast. And we are separating. We are cleaning the baby, washing the baby, and separating the mother and the baby.
Yes, sir.
Which we should not do. So this percolation of information, knowledge, and skills into the labor rooms, having a lactation counselor and consultant in the labor room is very, very important to make a dent in early breastfeeding rate and also exclusive breastfeeding rate in the community.
Okay. Wow. So the breast crawl that you mentioned, in our pregnancy workshops, we do show a video, such a beautiful video. And if you are pregnant or if you know somebody who is pregnant, please do attend Aaryajanani pregnancy workshops. They are conducted almost every other weekend. Visit our website and you'll find more details. Okay, now it's time for a little bit of fun. We'll play a few games, sir. The first one is busting whether it's a myth or a fact.
Aaryajanani namo namavi, Adarshama